research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower.
Blood clot. Blood clot.
Even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts.
Come on, man. You can't be... Yo, ladies, black women, please denounce this nonsense. Please denounce this. So, let me get this straight. The food you eat processes different in you because you black, and it doesn't process the same way in white women. Okay.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tripping Ain't Easy. I am your host, Trip Simpson, in the building, ready to get this grill going today, but first, like always, we gotta handle business.
I know you're gonna look after family.
What family you talking about, Ice?
Fuck, I look invisible, nigga.
That's right, I am not invisible, so please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click the notification bell and select all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been hiding under a rock, let me inform you of the new batch of foolishness being brought to you by Black feminists this week. Recently, the LA Unified School District shared a popular Instagrammer's post about a new social justice issue called food neutrality. Why is this important? I'll tell you. Because the video is so ridiculous that at first glance, you'd think this was a joke. But it's not. Now, before we get into this video, let's get to the person responsible for it. Blair Imani is a popular Instagrammer who describes herself as a Black, bisexual, Muslim feminist. According to her website, Blair Imani, she, her, those are her pronouns, is the creator of the viral web series Smarter in Seconds. She's the LA Times best-selling author of Read This to Get Smarter and the head of education at Feminist for All. She's also the author of Making Our Way Home and Modern Her Story. Her scholarship spans intersectionality, gender studies, race and racism, sociology, and United States history. As a public speaker, Blair Imani has presented at universities including Oxford and Harvard. She serves on the board of directors for the Tegan and Sarah Foundation. The New York Times praises Blair Imani's unique ability to create progressive lessons with vibrant visuals and perky, quirky delivery. So as you can see, this woman is endorsed by the New York Times. She lives in LA. Her work centers women and girls, global Black communities, and the LGBT community. Typical. As an educator, influencer, and semi-retired organizer, Blair Imani is dedicated to making the world less terrible and amplifying the voices and work of those fighting the good fight. Now that we got our background covered, let's roll the video tape.
I got us donuts. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, this shit is real.
poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Do you guys hear this shit? This is fucking real. This is really what the LA Unified School District has promoted to the public. This is really where we're at. This is really where we're at with black feminism. Everything is racist. Even comparing healthy food to non-healthy food. It's all racist. Let's continue.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Harmful relationships with food. Like what exactly? Now, I'm not here to bash this young lady, but I gotta call a spade a spade. How do we sit up here and preach this to people, and they end up coming out like this? Now, I'm not here to fat shame anyone. I'm just saying, if she had a better relationship with healthy food, instead of making excuses, she may not be this unhealthy size.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
Where's this woman? She sounds like a damn Nigerian scammer. Don't trust her.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Blood clot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to point out one thing about this video. The nutritionalist, her name was Black Nutritionalist, that was just in this video. This woman is an employee of Mondelez International. Now, Mondelez International is the junk food company that owns Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Sour Patch, etc. So this woman has the nerve to be telling you that your food choices don't matter. However, she works for one of the top junk food companies in the nation. Let that sink in. That's what she does for a living. This is just another example to show you that wokeness partnered with corporate interests are working overtime to dumb down the population into mindless, peaceful consumers. It's starting to really feel like the movie Idiocracy was a premonition as opposed to a fictional comedy. But the saddest part about this whole thing is that they are using black women to promote this narrative. But are you really surprised? Let us not forget about the famous clip from the Oprah Winfrey Network from Rutgers' own Professor Brittany Cooper.
Care of ourselves. Yes?
My name is Lisa Banks, and I am the only girl in my family. I'm the oldest. So I was born with stress. I lost both of my parents back to back. So you go home to your father's funeral, you deal with preparing for them, repast, then you go back to work. They only give you 3 days. You go back to work, pay bills, take care of your daughter, your household, but you didn't mourn not one parent, but both parents. And then on top of that, you still gotta get up every day and go to work and pay the bills and
blood clot.
Where's your husband?
Produce and be that person people think you're supposed to be. You're dying inside, you're stressed inside, you're not taking care of yourself, there's no exercise, there's no meditation.
So I actually want us to hold up a little bit before we do this thing where we start blaming ourselves. Like, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
Boom! Self-accountability straight out the fucking window. Straight out the window. This is what we're dealing with here. No self-accountability. Let's continue.
We're moving, we're taking care of kids, but our food quality suffers. We are living in the Trump era.
Always find a way to blame it on Trump. What does Trump have to do with what you're eating?
And look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower.
Blood clot. Blood clot.
Even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts.
Come on, man. You can't be. Yo, ladies, black women, please denounce this nonsense. Please denounce this. So, let me get this straight. The food you eat processes different in you because you black, and it doesn't process the same way in white women. Okay, gotcha.
And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally...
Look at all the women in the background. Yep. Echo chamber of fucking foolishness. Black women have created an echo chamber of foolishness. Look at this shit.
That the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
Fatality.
And I'm with you. I'm with you. But
You see, she in somewhat shape.
I think it's also really important for us to know that we have the power.
Did the diet work the same for her?
To choose how we see ourselves.
Sure.
We will be fortified to fight all of these other external issues.
More bullshit. You see, black women, this is what they do to y'all. Listen to what she just said. We have the power. Let me rewind that slightly.
But I think it's also really important for us to know that we have the power to choose how we see ourselves.
Sure.
We will be fortified.
So you have the power to see how you see yourself. Even if other people don't see it the same way. That's called being fucking delusional.
To fight all of these other external issues when we pour into ourselves enough to say, I love me, I am not the conditions that surround me.
Delusion. I love me, I am not the conditions that surround me. Well, the conditions that you surround you tell who you are. If you're living on the street around a bunch of dope heads, that tells us who you are. Even if you ain't a dope head, you're still a loser like a dope head because you live around them. That's reality.
I am not my experience. I am more.
I'm not my experience. I'm gonna play this back one more time just so the bullshit can set in.
I'm with you. But I think it's also really important for us to know that we have the power to choose how we see ourselves.
See yourself in the mirror at the gym on the fucking treadmill.
Sure.
We will be fortified to fight all of these other external issues when we pour into ourselves enough to say, I love me, I am not the conditions that surround me, I am not my experience.
Blood clot.
I am more than the circumstances that I have gone through.
Black women, you are under attack. Not by black men, not by the patriarchy, and most certainly not by a diet plan or any other excuse you can use to escape accountability. You are under attack by corporate interest in your own stubborn ways. The echo chambers that you have surrounded yourselves in have pretty much obliterated your ability to practice self-accountability. All the corporate interests have to do is figure out what you want to hear, cloak it in a word salad, no pun intended, and serve it to you by black feminist experts with doctorates and degrees in nothingness. But what do I know? Eat up, the diet is racist. That's it for this episode of Trippin' Ain't Easy. Leave your comments in the comment section below, whether you agree, disagree, or are indifferent. That's it for this episode of Trippin' Ain't Easy. Peace out. See you on the next one.